Okay, so let's have a quick recap what we have discussed in the last session. In the last session, we have learned about how to create Windows machine, and then we have learned about how to connect to Windows machine, and then we have learned about how to terminate our EC2 machine. And we have also learned about how to create a Linux EC2 machine, but we didn't learn about how to connect to Linux EC2 machine. So in today's session, we are going to start with how to connect to Linux EC2 machine. But before starting off this particular topic, any question anyone have, please quickly raise your hand. So anyone have any question? Look like no one has any questions, so we can start with the today's topic where we are going to learn about how to connect to our Linux EC2 machine. In previous session, we have already learned about how to create our Linux EC2 machine. So I'm going to quickly create EC2 machine. So let me quickly create. You can see here, I'm not able to see any instance. I'm using a Mumbai region. I'm not able to see any instance. In previous session, we have created two. After that, I have deleted those EC2 machines. I'm not able to see those. So let's quickly create name, AMI, instance type, keep here, security group. We have used the existing one. We can use it. We don't need to create a new one. Eight GB of the storage, number of instance one. Here I'm able to see the AMI, instance type, security group, volume, launch instance. Done. We are able to create our EC2 machine. Now let's learn about how to connect to our Linux EC2 machine. Now to connect to our Linux EC2 machine, we need some tool. Like in previous session for Windows machine, we have used remote desktop connection. This tool we have used to connect to our Linux machine, sorry, Windows machine. So same way to connect to our Linux machine, we need to have some tool. Which tool we can use? There are a lot of tools we have in market to connect to our Linux machines. Those tools are called as terminals. There are a lot of tools we have, but there is number one tool which is right now in the market is called as Putty. So I'm going to use this particular tool and I want you to also use this particular tool for your practice purpose. How we can download? Just search on Google, download Putty. When I just search on download Putty, Google, the website which we are getting is third number website which I'm getting. I need to go to that particular website. Scroll down. Here I'm getting putty.exe. As per your system requirement, whatever is your system requirement that you have to check. just click on putty.exe as per your system requirement. This is my system requirement. I'm just going to click on putty.exe. When I click on putty.exe, here they have downloaded. Here I'm getting. And I'm going to move this particular file in our batch 348 folder. Done. Downloaded. Now we have to download one more tool. What is the tool? The tool is called as PuttyGen. From the same website, scroll down more. Here I'm getting. So from the same website, we are downloading putty.exe, and from the same website, we are downloading puttygen.exe. Check here. Here they have downloaded. Now this file also I'm going to move in our batch 348 folder. Now, why we need two tools? We need Putty and PuttyGen. Is it mandatory to have both the tools? Yes, if you want to connect your Linux EC2 machine, you need both the tools. But why we need PuttyGen? Putty is the tool which is with the help of that we are going to connect to our machine. But why we need PuttyGen then? PuttyGen is required because we have to convert our PEM file into PPK file. Putty does not support the PEM file. The PEM file which we have created in previous session, Putty does not support PEM file. So if it does not support PEM file, what we have to do? We have to convert PEM file into a PPK file. So how we can convert this PEM into PPK, that we can learn now with the help of PuttyGen. So I'm now requesting you to please see my screen very carefully, because if you're going to this mistake here, I'm 110% sure when you're trying to connect your machine, you will get error message. So please be very careful now. So double click on PuttyGen. Now, normally in our Windows machine, whenever we have to use some tools, softwares, we have to install it. But this Putty and PuttyGen, we don't need to install. Just double click, it get open. That is open. Now, what we have to do it is here we have two buttons. Which button should I'm going to click? I'm going to click on load. Don't click on generate. Click on load. Now, once I click on load, go to our folder 348. Are we able to see any files? In my folder, I have 5 files. But here I'm not able to see any single file. Why? Because it is looking for PPK. Do we have any PPK file in this folder? No. We have PEM file, text files, we have applications. So change the extension from PPK to all files. Once we change, here we are able to see all the files. Now select our PEM file. The PEM file we have to use. This linux-348-key.pem. Open. Done. Next step, click on Save Private. Yes. Now give the name to your file. Name can be any name. I'm giving the same name which I have given to my PEM file. So it is easy for me to recognize this PPK file is related to this particular PEM file. And extension needs to be .ppk. Save. And I'm able to convert the PEM file into PPK. Do you want me to repeat these steps or is it clear, guys? Please confirm in the chat box if you want me to repeat. Okay, I'm going to repeat. Okay, so few people are saying we need to repeat. Okay, let's repeat that. So I'm going to delete this PPK. You generate one time 10 times or 100 times, PPK file will always be same for one PEM file. For one particular PEM file, PPK file will always be the same. You generate 1 time, 2 time, 10 time, or 100 time, or 1000 times. So if you lost PPK file, then there is no issue. If you have a PEM file, you can regenerate the PPK also. But if you lost the PEM file, then there will be an issue. So for PEM file, we always need to have multiple backups. For PPK, you don't need to have backups. If you lost it, you can regenerate again. So to regenerate again, double click on Puttigen, click on load. You need to click on load. Don't click on generate by any case. Just click on load. Select your PEM file. Here it is. Open. OK. Click on save private key. Click on yes. Now give the name. Click on save. Done. We are able to generate our PPK. So you only need to click on two buttons. First, click on load to load your PEM file. Once it get load, just click on save private key. Don't click anywhere. Don't click anywhere. Just click on two buttons. Nothing else you have to do. System will generate your PPK file. If you're going to click anywhere, 110% I'm telling you guys, you will get error message when you're trying to connect to your machine. Now we are able to connect to our machine. Now let's connect to our, we are able to create our PPK file. Let's connect to our machine. So select our EC2 machine, click on connect, go to SSH client tab. Let me open the PPT. Go to SSH client tab. Note down the host name. Here we are able to see example. In this example, you have to copy from here, from EC2 user. This one you have to copy. I'm noting down. Done. Open Putty now. Double click, it get open. It is asking for host name or IP address. So I'm copying, paste. Next step. Attach PPK file with Putty. Now, what is the next step we have to do? The PPK file which we have generated. Now we have to link this PPK file with Putty. So how we are going to do that? Please see very carefully. Click on plus button for SSH. Next step, click on plus button for auth. Next, click on credentials. So first you need to click on plus button for SSH. It got converted into minus, then auth, then credentials. Next step, here you have to select your PPK file. Browse. See, it is looking for PPK file. Here we have. Open, accept. We are able to connect to our Linux EC2 machine. So this is one way to connect to our Linux EC2 machine. There is one more way. Let me teach you that one also. So I'm going to disconnect this. Okay, before showing, anyone have any question, please raise your hand. Before moving to one more step. Yes, Mohan.
Hi, Ankita. Yesterday, while we were creating a private file, right? At that time, we downloaded .pem file. There, a .ppk file is also there. Can't we download that one?
That's the next topic, Mohan, we are going to discuss. So that time your question which you're asking, that is going to be clear. Okay?
Okay.
Sorry, right now I can't answer this question because in next example, means next topic in more in depth, you will understand. That's why. Okay?
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone have any more question? Okay. No questions. So let's move on. Next is we can connect to our machine by using an tab called EC2 Instance Connect. Here we have one tab. Now open Putty. Double click on Putty. It is asking for host name or IP address. In the previous example, we have used host name, but I can also use IP address also. So copy the IP address, paste here. Now attach PPK file. Open. Now click on accept. It is asking for username. In previous example, it was not asking for username because we were pasting this host name. In this host name, by default, our username is already here. That's why. And if you see here, here is our username. So what is it username? EC2 hyphen user. Enter here. Now, if you remember in previous session when we are learning about Windows EC2 machine, for Windows EC2 machine, we have a default username administrator. If we are using Amazon Linux AMI, then default username is EC2-user. If you are going to use Ubuntu, there is a different default user. If you are going to use Red Hat, they have a default different user for. So every AMI, whichever they have a different usernames. It doesn't mean that for every Linux they have a default username EC2-user. No, they have a different usernames. For Amazon Linux, we have a default username EC2-user. So there is also one way we can connect to this particular EC2 machine. There are more ways also we have it. That two ways which I have shown you, which are very common in organizations we have. But there are some more ways also we have it. Like right now, few minutes before, I have told you Putty is number one. Yes, Putty is number one. Which one is number two? In number two market, we have something called Git terminal. That is number two in the market. So how you can connect to this particular EC2 machine with Git? For that one, I'm giving you self-learning video. So how you can connect to this Linux EC2 machine with Git? Here self-learning video. You can even connect to this particular EC2 machine by using command prompt also. The default browser, sorry, with the default command prompt, which we have it in our Windows machine. You can even connect with that one also. Or even you can create with PowerShell also. We have by default PowerShell installed in Windows machine. You can use that one also. But we have it, but still clients are preferring the Putty terminal or Git terminal because the performance which we are getting in Putty or Git, that's much better than command prompt or PowerShell is having. And even you can connect to this particular EC2 machine with browser also. So you don't need any terminals. You can directly connect with browser also. So these are four or more options we have. You can learn that by yourself. But if you want to go with the Git, how to install Git on Windows machine, there's already a video for that one also. So how you can install Git on Windows machine, your local Windows machine. The video is already given here. You can first learn that. Then you can connect by using Git. You want to go with command prompt, PowerShell, browse. Just learn it. Just for a learning purpose, given this video. It's not mandatory. Right now, you have to learn this. Just first go with the Putty because Putty is number one. Once you are familiar with Putty, then try with these tools also. And if you're going, when you're doing practice and if you get error message, if you get these two error message, if you get might be timeout error message, or if you get no supported authentication methods available error, the solutions are already given here. These are the two common errors which students are getting it when they are practicing it. The two common errors. The solutions I have already given to you. So you don't need to contact me if you get any of the error message from these two. Solution I have given already. Just check this particular link. You can easily resolve your issues. And if you're using Mac operating system, how to install Git on Mac? Self-learning videos already given. Now, why actually I've given for Mac also? Because Mac is the putty which we are using terminal. You can't use it in Mac operating system. Anyone in the training who's using Mac operating system? Please confirm in the chat box if anyone is there. Okay, no one is there. It's okay. But if anyone is there, might be you can't use putty in Mac operating system. You have to install Git. So how to install Git on Mac? You can use it, or the default terminal which you have in your Mac operating system, you can use that one also. It's up to your wish. Okay. So once we complete our practice, what we can do now? Delete this machine. So how we can delete this machine? Same process which we have done for Windows. Same process we are going to follow for Linux also. Process is same. There is no change in the process. So let's select our machine. Click on instance settings. Sorry, state. And then here we have terminate option. Terminate. Terminate. Get disconnected. And we are able to terminate our EC2. So this is how we can terminate our EC2 machine after our. Now, any question anyone have, please let me know. Then we'll move forward with the next topic. Anyone have any question? Yes, Abdul. Abdul, you can unmute and ask your question. You're on mute.
Sorry. Hi. In Windows, we have an administrator user and password we have. What about the in Linux? We are using EC2-user. Do we still have a password for that or not?
By default, for Linux machine, there is no password. By default, we have to use PPK file. If you want, you can generate a password. Also, how to do that? That's we are going to learn in our upcoming session. Once we reach to a PPT number 13. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Anyone have any more question? Okay. Next topic is we are going to discuss about PPK file using AWS. Few minutes before, we have generated the PPK file with the help of Puttigen. In previous session, when we are creating the PEM file, that time we have seen it that we have an option. I can directly generate a PPK file by using my AWS account also. Yes, we have that option. But then why we have to do it? Why we have to download PEM file? Then we can directly use PPK file. The reason is in organizations, we are not generating directly PPK file by using AWS account. AWS has given that option, but in organizations, we are not going to generate PPK file by using AWS account. Why? There are two reasons behind that. I'm not going to discuss those two reasons because those two reasons I'm going to show you practically in our upcoming sessions. Because if I start explaining those things, you can't understand it. You guys can't understand because we didn't teach that topic. So just for your knowledge purpose, the topic which I'm going to show you, this is just for your knowledge purpose. In organizations or in our upcoming sessions, we are not going to generate PPK file by using our AWS. And I've already informed you, there are two reasons. There are two main reasons why we are not generating PPK file by using AWS account. Those two reasons we are going to discuss in our upcoming sessions. I can tell you the PPTs, on which PPTs you can go with those reasons. One is the PPT number 12. Once we reach to the PPT number 12, that's the one reason you will learn it. Other reason you will learn it once we are going to reach a service called VPC. Once we are going to reach a service called VPC, because VPC is actually a big topic. So once we reach to this topic, then you are going to learn the second reason. So there are two reasons. That's why we are not going to generate PPK file by using AWS account in organization. And right now, I'm again telling you, this topic is just for your knowledge purpose. Might be they can ask in the interview. So you need to know how to generate PPK file by using your AWS account. So now, is it mandatory to always generate a PPK file or PEM file while creating your EC2 machine? No, it's not mandatory. You can also generate before creation your machine also. Or if you have existing one, that's different. But if you want to generate before that, it is possible you can do that also. So how we can do that? Scroll down. Under network and security, here we have key pairs. Now, important point. These key pairs are completely free of cost. There is no charges to create the key pair. You can see in my AWS account, I have 30 key pairs. There is not a single penny they are going to charge you for key pairs. And even we have security groups also. For security groups also, they are not going to charge you anything. I have 43 security groups. They are not charging me anything for the security. So key pair and security groups are free. You can generate as much as you want to generate. So here we have key pair. Here I can see, we can see the our one also. The batch number is 348. See the two which we have generated yesterday. Here we are. See. Now click on create key pair. Give the name. Linux 348 hyphen directly PPK, and it is clearly mentioned for use with putty, because PEM file is only used for putty terminal. Like I already told you that in market, there are hundreds of terminals we have with that we can connect Linux machine. All are supporting PEM file. Putty is the one terminal which is supporting PPK file. Create key pair. Yeah. So save this in our folder. Yeah. And here we are able to see the key which we have generated. Now let's create our machine. So now we have already learned about how to create a Linux machine. So let's quickly create. Amazon Linux, t2.micro, key pair. So let's search our key pair. Here it is. Security. Can I use, okay, I have a question. You can please confirm your answer in the chat bar. Can I use the existing security group which we have used for the previous Linux machine? What do you think, guys? Yes or no? Please confirm in the chat box, yes or no. Yes, guys, you are right. We can use existing security group also because it's a Linux machine. And the port security group which we have created in the previous session for the Linux 348, I can see those rules. Click on compare security group rules. Port number is 22. Scroll down. Here we have 8 GB of the storage. Advanced details we are not discussing right now. We'll discuss later. Number of instance 1, AMI, micro, Linux, 8 GB of launch systems. Done. Now we are able to create our Linux machine. Now I don't need to go to every time to connect button. I can see my public IP here also. We know the default username now. We have just few minutes before discuss it. For Amazon Linux, default username is ec2-user. So I don't need to connect. I can see my public IP here. Just note down the public IP. Open the putty. Attach our ppk file. On this one, linux-348-ppk.ppk. Open. Accept. Asking for username ec2-user. Then I'm able to connect to my Linux EC2 machine, the ppk file which we have generated with the help of our AWS. This is how we can generate ppk file by using our AWS account. Oops. Any question anyone have? Please let me know. Yes, Mohan.
Yeah, Ankita, just we created or we downloaded .ppk file, right, from the key page.
Yes,
If we
Mohan.
lost our .pm file, can like the same fashion, can we try to download?
From your AWS account, there's only a one single chance, Mohan, you have it. From your AWS account. You don't have multiple chances you will not get from their site to download this
Okay.
keys.
Only while
Okay.
generating that key pair, that time only we are.
If you have downloaded the PEM file, then you are going to regenerate PPK files. That you can do that by using puttygen. But if you have directly downloaded a PPK file from AWS account, then you have only one single chance.
Oh,
so you have to keep
thank you.
multiple copies
Yeah.
for you. Okay?
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Yes, Rupert.
So when I try to like log in using Putty, there is a message when I try for the first time, like, do you want to add as a, I think with fingerprint, or
Just
I
click
need to
on
be,
accept.
yeah. So can we avoid that step in any way?
It is just first time we are getting it.
Okay.
The first time when you're trying to connect first time, that now you are getting it. After second time you're doing it, you're not getting it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Anyone have any more question? No questions. So let's move forward with the Linux commands. To work on cloud platform, you need to have basic Linux knowledge. It is mandatory. So we are going to learn few of the basic Linux commands. We are not going to learn all Linux command. We are going to learn few basic Linux commands. But yes, at the end of this PPT, when I'm going to upload this PPT number 6, in this PPT, there's a link I have given it. In this particular link, you will get all the Linux command from A to Z, alphabetic wise. You will get all the Linux command. This is for your self-learning. You can learn by yourself. This is not a Linux training. So we are not going to more focus on Linux. Basics, we are going to cover just for 2-3 days. After that, we are going to continue with our AWS syllabus as per our course content which we have. So basics, yes, you need to have. That's what we are going to learn now. Now, what is this Linux? Linux is an open source operating system which anyone can pick and modify as per their own requirements. So here we have some few of the Linux-based operating system: Amazon Linux, Ubuntu, CentOS, Red Hat. I just mentioned only 4, but we have more than 4 in the market. Now, so the first Linux command we are going to learn now. The first Linux command we are going to discuss about is how we can create a file. I already have a Linux EC2 machine which I'm connected right now. I'm going to use the same Linux EC2 machine. So in this one, we are going to learn about how to create a file. Now in Linux, to create a file also, there are multiple ways we have. So few of the ways we are going to learn, but not now, one by one here. So the first way we are going to learn about is cat command. So cat space, I'm going to type symbol space file name which you want to give. Let's example file name I will give as AWS. Enter. Now when I press enter, they're asking me to enter the content in the file, means whatever the text I want to save in this file, I need to return here. So let's return as welcome to AWS. Oh, sorry, spelling mistake. Training, enter, hello. My system is getting. Okay, hello. Why it's working slow? Yeah. Okay, then I'm just giving us some space. I'm getting it. Thank you. Now I want to save this file. So we have given it our text, whichever we want to give. Now I want to save this file. So to save this, exit and save this file, we have to press Control D. When I press Control D, we are able to save our file. We have exit and save. So we are able to create our file with the name AWS. Now I want to see that file. Is it get ready? How can I see that file? Just a simple command called ls. When I type a command ls, with the help of ls command, I can see all the files in this particular location. Whatever the files I have, 1 file, 2 file, 100 or 1000 files, I can see all the files here. Or even with the help of ls command, you can see all the folders also here. So you have files or folders, whichever you have, you can see all files and folders here. Just by writing one simple command, ls. Now, Next is clear the screen. Whatever the text is written here, I want to remove everything. Everything. Screen is clear. So the terminal whichever we are using, it's clear. Now, next is the file which we have created now. Now I want to read that file. To read that file, just use cat space file. To create a file also we have used cat command. To read a file also we are using cat command. But to create a file we have used cat space symbol space file. But to read a file, just write cat space file. You can see here. Here we are able to read our file. So this is how we can create a file, see a file, and read a file. If I want to delete a file, we have a rm space file. Enter. ls. Here I am. Now when I type ls, I'm not able to see any file. Why? Because we have deleted a file. How to edit a file? Don't worry, guys. With that also command, we are also going to discuss in our upcoming session. So right now we have learned about how to create a file, how to see our file, how to read our file, or how to delete our file. How to edit a file, that we will learn in our upcoming session. Any question anyone have regarding these steps? Please raise your hand. Okay, no questions. I'm going to clear my screen. Done. Next step. Next step is we are going to learn about how to create a folder. In Windows machine, we call it a folder. But in Linux also, are we calling it a folder? No. In Linux, we are not calling a folder. In Linux, we are calling as a directory. So new terminology for you guys. Those are not much aware of Linux. In Windows machine, we call it a folder. In Linux, it is called as directory. So we have a command called mkdir, make directory. Give the name of our directory. I'll give as DevOps. Enter. Then our directory is ready. How we can see? ls command. Here. Same with ls command, we can see our files also. With the same ls command, we can see our directory also. We are able to create our directory. Next step. Now I want to go into the directory. Like if I want to go in Windows, I can double click, I'm into the directory. But here, if I want to go in Linux, how can I go into the directory? Let's learn that. But before that, there is one more command. We have something called pwd. Anyone knows the full form of pwd? You can please confirm in the chat box. I'm enabling the chat box. We have a command called pwd. Anyone knows the full form? What is the use of pwd? I will let you know. But anyone knows the full form? Okay, correct. I got 2 answers. Those are correct. Okay, I got 4 answers. All are correct. Okay, 5, correct. 6. Okay. So those people who send me the answer as present working directory, or someone has sent me answer as print working. I got 2 answers actually here. Two. Which one is correct? Present working directory or print working directory? Both are correct. If I talk about old books of Linux, As per old books, this is the full form. As per the latest books of Linux, this is the full form. It doesn't mean that now the full form has been changed. Both the full forms are correct. If anyone is going to ask me, I always go with present working. That's my, I remember that one. I'm still not going, I'm not able to, might be, don't recognize it if anyone going to ask me print working directory, but both are correct. If anyone is going to ask you, you say print working directory or present working directory, both are correct. Full forms. So this is the full form of PWD. Now what this PWD command is doing. With the help of PWD command, we can check the current location of our cursor. Wherever my cursor is here, in which location, if I want to check that particular location, I can just write a command PWD. With that, system is going to show my current location. What is my current location? Home EC2 hyphen user. That's the current location. Now I'm going to our DevOps directory. So to go to into the DevOps directory, we have a command called cd. cd space directory. cd stands for change directory. So with the help of cd command, I'm able to enter into that particular DevOps folder directory. So it's showing here DevOps. Now I'm going to again type PWD. See, home, EC2 user, DevOps. Here we are. So I'm able to see my current location. Earlier was home EC2 user. Now home EC2 user. We are able to. Now what I'm going to do it is in this particular folder, I'm going to create one file with the name AWS. I just write welcome. Hello. That's all, just 2 words I'm going. And I'm going to save this file. Okay. I have a question again. I'm enabling the chat box. You can send your answers. How can I exit and save this file? AWS. Okay, I got few answers. Those are correct. Correct. Okay. So we have to press Control D. When I type press Control D, here we are able to see our, oh, sorry, PW, not PW, LS. We are able to see our file. Now, let me clear the screen. Typing PWD. So here we are able to see the, again, current location of our cursor. Now what I want to do it is, now I want to come out from this DevOps folder. I want to come out from this DevOps folder. It means I want to go back to one of the previous location. Wherever my cursor is here, if I want to go back to one of the previous location, only one previous, from DevOps to only one back. If I want to go only to one previous location, so we have a command cd space dot dot. Can I give 1 dot? Can I give 3 dots? Can I give 4 dots? No. 2 dots are coming under syntax. So if I want to go just only one previous location, I can type cd space dot dot. Now you can see when I just type cd space dot dot, we are able to move to one previous location. So wherever is cursor here, move back. So from DevOps to EC2 hyphen. Now if I type ls, I'm able to see DevOps folder directory means. Now Next thing, I want to delete this DevOps folder. How can I delete? We have a command called rmdir. Remove directory, DevOps. Please see my screen very carefully now. We got one error message. Please read this error message. rmdir failed to remove DevOps directory not empty. So is it an incorrect command I have used? No, command is not incorrect. Command is correct. But then why I'm not able to delete this directory? Because directory is not empty. In this particular directory, we have one file. So it means I can use this rmdir command also to delete DevOps directory. But to use this particular DevOps directory needs to be empty. Then I can use this command. Otherwise, I can't use this command. But I want to delete the DevOps directory. Do we have any other command with that our DevOps directory will also delete, or the file definitely it is also going to be deleted? Yes, we have a command rm-r. Remove -r space DevOps. Now, what is the full form of this R? R stands for recursive. ls. rm-r space DevOps. With that, you can also delete empty directories also. With this, you can delete those directory. Under that, if you have any files also, you can delete that. So your directory is also going to be deleted. And under that particular directory, if you have any files, those are also going to be deleted. So this is how you can delete your directories with rm-r. Now, any question anyone have? Please quickly raise your hand. Anyone have any question related to the commands which we have learned till now? Okay, no questions. Let's move forward. Okay, we have some more Linux command. Those are very important commands. So what I'm going to do it is I'm going to end this session here. What the other commands which we have it, those commands we are going to continue from tomorrow's session. So we have completed only page number 7. So we'll start from, let's make a note down from page number 8. So from page number, from page number 8, we are going to start the Linux commands from tomorrow. We have total 28, 29 some pages we have it. So those we will continue in tomorrow session. And tomorrow is the last demo session we have. From next week, only paid candidates can join this particular. Anyone have any question, you can please raise your hand or we can end the session here. Yes, Vipin.
How can I paste a command onto Putty because Control C doesn't work?
Sorry, your voice is not repeated. Can you repeat your question again?
Can you hear now?
Yes.
Yeah, sir. So when I try to paste a command using Control C, that doesn't work in Putty. So is there a way to do?
Not right click. You have to use right click.
Okay.
Just copy and then right click there. Means in Putty, you have to just right click. Just like this, I'm going to copy this text, right click, it get pasted. Control C, Control V is not working here. And make sure Vipin, from next session, don't parallelly do practice. Because might be if you missed anything, and that will be your interview question, you are the one who's responsible for not clearing that interview.
Yeah, I'll do that. Thanks.
Okay, so don't try to practice when I'm teaching it. First, listen it, whatever I'm teaching you. You'll get the recordings. We are sharing recordings with you guys. Then you can practice it. Okay? Yes, Mohan.
Yeah, Ankit, not related to the AWS stuff. Can we get the interview questions on particular topics after a
I'm sharing
training?
the interview questions at the end of the training. Like I have
Okay.
informed on the day one that what are the
Okay.
things I'm sharing with you guys. Just a minute,
Okay.
just a minute. Let me show you again. Here it is. So if you are going to join this particular training, what are things you will get? Live training recordings, training PPT, Linux commands, dump, document, sample resumes, interview question quiz, and there is one more service called code commit. That particular service document also you will get from my side.
Okay. Thank
you. Okay, so these are things you will get from our side. Anyone have any more question? Okay, look like no one has any more questions. So let's just end this session here. In tomorrow's session, we will continue with our other Linux commands. Thank you all. Thank you for joining today's session. See you tomorrow. Have a nice day. Thank you.